Yo, what's up? It's your man, the ultimate B-boy, Dynamite J, half of the hip-hop duo, the Mighty MCs, represented from my partner Mage, that's M-A-G-E, together with the Mighty MCs, and I, Dynamite J, am here to tell you where the word hip-hop came from. The word hip-hop came from Afrika Bambataa. That was the part of the name for the theme for one of his parties. The name of the party was called the Hip Hop Beenie Bop. That's the Hip Hop Beenie Bop. Now to break it down and to go back into time to show you how this came about, back in the 50s and 60s they used to have dances at school. They started having them in the gymnasium, and when they started having them in the gymnasium, people started dancing and their shoes would scratch and scuff the floor. So the people at the school asked the students to take their shoes off so there wouldn't be any damages, scuff marks or scratches on the floor. So now when they took the shoes off, all they had on their socks. So they started calling the dance sock hops. And that's kind of the birth of sock hops. People having dances inside the gymnasium, they call them a sock hop because people were inside rather, dancing around in their socks. So pretty much that was the standard name for a dance when you was in school. From middle school all the way through high school, you went to a sock hop. So now let's go from the 50s and 60s to the early 70s, Bronx, New York. Now of course, they were still called sock hops, but then this thing came along where Kool Herc came outside and started playing this funky music for all the people, and people came out there and started dancing, breaking, and going wild. So what happened? Afrika Bambataa was inspired by this. So he started having his own parties. When he started having his parties, well, a lot of parties were called sock hops too, but Afrika Bambataa always thought that you should have a theme name to make your party sound more exciting, more hype. So he came up with the cool name, which was the Hip Hop Beenie Bop. Now another way of saying it also is the cool teen jam. Now the hip hop part, where instead of going to the sock hop, you're going to the cool hop, the hip hop. That's where all the hip people go. Beenie Bop, that's another term for teens or kids. Depending on where you're from and how old you are and what kind of relatives you are, you may have heard people talk about calling kids the little beanie boppers. So, you know, if you were at a party and the kids having a little bit too much fun, they thought, or a guy was trying to chill with a girl and she had some kids, he was like, yo, I'm tired of all these beanie boppers running around. So another way that you might have heard the word boppers was the movie The Warriors. And in that movie The Warriors, you can hear the lady referring to the people in the street gangs as boppers, meaning more that they were teens and young, not necessarily street gangs. So with that being said, you got the Hip Hop Beenie Bop. You got the cool dance for the teens. Hip Hop Beenie Bop. That's what it is. So now, if you take 3 flyers and you walk into a record store and you see 3 flyers, the first flyer says party. That's it. With DJ Joe Blow. Cool. You go to the second flyer and it says sock hop with DJ Johnny Joe. Cool. Now you see a third flyer. It says the Hip Hop Beenie Bop featuring Afrika Bambataa, the Zulu Nation, the Zulu Kings, the Zulu Queens, DJ Red Alert, Lovebug Starksi, DJ Jazzy J, plus a special guest appearance by Busy B. Don't that sound hot? Don't that sound exciting? I'd rather go to the Hip Hop Beenie Bop than just a regular old sock hop. So that's what it is. So once again, given this disclaimer, this is to my understanding, after doing a lot of research and reading, watching videos and DVDs, and talking to some of the founding fathers themselves, including Afrika Bambataa, is how I came up with this conclusion that Afrika Bambataa originally created the word hip hop. Now then, we go to his MC, Lovebug Starski. Now what happened was, that was just a name for the party. But when people come into the party, Lovebug Starski would say, yo, how y'all doing out there? Come on in. Are y'all feeling good? Welcome to the Hip Hop Beenie Bop. We'll make things go hip hop and you don't stop. If you feeling this Hip Hop Beenie Bop, let me hear you say hip hop. And you know, I can only assume that's what actually was said. So what happened was, when Lovebug Starksi got on the mic and started getting the people hyped, Afrika Bambataa always noticed that when he would say the words hip hop, people would go crazy in response. And Afrika Bambataa said, you know what? That's it. Hip hop. That's what we're going to call this movement that Kool Herc started. So once again, Afrika Bambataa, being a visionary that he is, came up with the name to describe this movement that was happening in the Bronx. And also, Afrika Bambataa pretty much helped lay down the rules on how we should conduct ourselves and how we should handle things in hip-hop. So once again, shout out, respect due to Afrika Bambataa and the Universal Zulu Nation. Now then, back 2001, 2002, somebody sent me an email and asked me, where did the word hip-hop come from? So I sent them a reply back in my email. Well, I don't know who got a hold of it, but somebody took it and put my information on the official Zulu Nation website. So I am honored to be on the official Zulu Nation website on the hip-hop history, explaining where the word hip-hop came from. So once again, I'm very humbled and honored to be on the Universal Zulu Nation's website. So check it out, www.zulunation.com. Go to Hip Hop History, look at all the other facts, and you'll see me on there. So once again, this is Dynamite J, the ultimate B-boy, representing for the Mighty MCs. That's my partner Mage, M-A-G-E, together with the Mighty MCs. And if you're seeing this video, please feel free to come by my YouTube page, which is youtube.com/DynamiteJ, and that's DYNAMITEJAY. Also, you can visit me on MySpace, and it's the same address, myspace.com/DynamiteJ, DYNAMITEJAY. Feel free to email me, dynamitej@yahoo.com. That's DYNAMITEJAY@yahoo.com.